If you like quick and easy with a professional finish, I think you're going to love the project we're working on today. Welcome to my studio. I'm Chris Haughey, and today we're going to create the Jingle All the Way design. Just going to be using simple stenciling and a few decorative touches to create this beautiful vintage looking Christmas plaque. It looks detailed, but it's incredibly easy to paint. I'll be sharing all my tips, tricks, and techniques to make this painting easy and impressive. So grab your brushes and let's get started. This is an MDF mailing tag and it is 12 inches tall, about 4 inches wide. I'm using a 3/4 inch oval wash and bleached sand. It's just a little bit of an off-white. It's a beautiful color, especially if you're looking for a vintage effect. I pretty much start off of the side edge and paint toward the side edge. That keeps those side edges from getting paint dripping down, keeps them nice and clean, just a little more professional finish. Saves a lot of effort at the end without having to go back and touch them up. Once I get the paint on and get a good coverage, I go back and forth with vertical strokes to smooth it out. This is a Snow Flurries background stencil, also available from CD Wood. And I'm using my number 5 Spectacular stencil brush. Has super soft bristles, makes it really easy to stencil effortlessly and create a beautiful, almost an airbrush effect. I loaded the brush with Colonial Blue, wipe it on a paper towel. That's going to eliminate excess paint on the tips of the bristles. That's usually what causes stenciling to get a little bit messy and the edges uneven. And I like to use a dry brush effect. That's going to result in a light and dark, almost a blizzardy finish in the background. But I found out with the stencil, because there's so many open areas, that because I did not anchor it at the top and the bottom, it kept shifting around. So I put a piece of tape at the top and just taped it to my tabletop, and that's going to keep that stencil very secure, and I can go back with my brush and really give a nice coverage. Now, because I'm doing a swirl and because the stencil is open, I really have to keep a light pressure on it. So this is just a really nice effect. It goes fairly quickly without taking considerable amount of time as opposed to having a solid heavy coverage. Make sure every time the brush is reloaded to wipe it over a paper towel just to remove the excess. And this can be as dark or light as you prefer. Because the paint is applied very lightly and very thinly, it's not going to take long to dry. Just went back with a little bit of deep midnight blue. I did not clean my brush. I just picked up a little bit of the darker paint. And that's going to make the side edges just a little bit deeper. And I'm just blending it softly into that colonial blue background. It just builds it up and gives almost a dimensional look. I almost consider it like a frame around the outside. It's all these little extra touches that do make a big difference. And you can see just a hint of that darkness on the outer edge. I just lowered the stencil and anchored it down, and you can see I just anchored it to the table, keeping my hand on the plaque to make sure it doesn't move around. Now that I know what I'm doing and what kind of effect that I want it to have, this is going a little bit quicker. Using that colonial blue and that dry brush to fill in those areas with a light pressure. Wipe the brush, load it with that deep midnight blue, and go back and deepen those outer edges. Such a simple way to add a lot of impact very easily. And then just softly blend that in. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just adds more drama with that light and dark effect. Look how pretty that is. Let it dry really well, and I wanted it to have more of a vintage effect, so I am using a light grit sandpaper. I want the outer edges to show a little more wear, as in time worn and just a little more distressed. So I'm leaning heavier on the outer edges, making sure to get that nice and sanded. Very lightly sanding the center area. That's another area of personal preference. It can be as light or as dark. If I go one way and then the other way in sections, it almost looks like linen fabric. I love that effect. And you can see almost a graining look on that if I go vertical and then horizontal. It's a beautiful look. And with those white snowflakes muting that background, it just helps it to flow together. Just absolutely looks fantastic. Wipe it clean with a paper towel to get rid of all that dust. And then I position the Jingle All the Way stencil. I thought I would stencil it with Deep Midnight Blue, and wasn't dark enough, so I went back with Payne's Gray, which is a deeper, darker color of blue, and stenciled it. Because I wanted that real rich, deep color, it will take 2 coats. Now with this, instead of a dry brush, like a circular dry brush, I'm using more of a pouncing. With all the design in the background, that jingle definitely needs to stand out, and you can see what a difference the second coat is creating. It's just much richer, much deeper, a lot more impact, and it's all about contrast. It's going to really lift that lettering off of the background. To create the look of aging, I'm using vintage photo and a sponge dauber. It's archival ink, which means it's absolutely perfect. Rubbing the sponge over the ink pad and then just kind of swirling it around the outer edges. I'm doing it randomly. To me, that seems a little more of an authentic aged effect as opposed to a smooth, even coverage. This can also be achieved with paint, raw sienna, raw umber, burnt umber. Any of the deep earthy browns would work as well. Once I have a little bit around the outer edge, I take the actual ink pad and I have like a 45-degree angle, and I'm just rubbing it heavily around the outer edge. Wherever it has been sanded, it's going to grab that ink and soak in and become a little bit darker and a little bit more aged, especially on those corner areas. They were sanded a little bit heavier, and I want them to look a little more time-worn. It's such an easy technique to use, and I've been really excited with these little vintage, the little archival ink. They're just such a nice size and easy to get a handle on using. I decided the letters needed to be brightened up just a little bit. I'm using my white Uniball gel pen and creating a series of dashes at little lines. And these are not perfect. I'm more or less creating those along the side edges of the letters. They're not in the middle. But look how much that brightens it up. It's all these little touches that make such a big difference. The only thing you need to remember about using the gel pen is if you go faster than the ink can travel down the pen, it's going to skip. So if you find you're using it, well, actually, there's a couple factors. The paint needs to be completely dry. Just slow down if it starts to skip and allow that ink to flow down through the pen. And I think it's such a fun way to brighten that up. I have thinned down warm white, and I'm using my splatter brush. I'm just dipping the tip of it into the paint and flicking using the clean section of the brush. This brush is awesome. I just absolutely love using it. I never get my fingers messy. Wherever I point it is pretty much where the splatters will go, which means I have fairly good control over how much and where I want the splatters to end up. Always test it on your palette before you splatter on your surface. Too much water, when you thin down the paint, the splatters are going to be bigger, a little bit looser. If there's not enough, it's going to splatter, almost look like powder, very thin, very small, very tiny. I thought this would help pull everything together, make it look a little more like a nice little snowfall. I'm using the handle end of my brush. I wanted some stronger dip dots just to create a little more continuity in the background. And I'm just adding random dip dots in and around the lettering. This is a mini Bodabra. I have a little bit of the sisal grass and some pieces of homespun. I wanted to create a cute little bow. Just kind of, the Bodabra just makes it super easy to make the perfect little bow easily. If you struggle with bow making, this is a great solution. Added just a tiny bit of lace. I thought that would help brighten up the bow. And also it reminded me of the little snowflake design in the background. After I pulled it out, I decided I didn't like the bow, so I clipped the homespun and that let those just be loose. I cut a length of wire, attached a jingle bell, and gave it a curl to add some movement, using hot glue to position the bow. And make sure that you leave a space for the hole so that you have a way to hang it up. This is some little bits of greenery that I snipped off a bundle I picked up at, I don't know, either Hobby Lobby or Walmart. It seems like everyone sells greenery, especially this time of year. Just kind of tuck it in there and fill it up. I'm using little loose pieces. They don't have to be complete bunches. Just kind of poke them in until it's nice and full. Since this is a jingle theme, I thought a jingle bell in the center of the bow was the perfect little addition, and added a couple of the jingle bells on the little coils of curling wire to hang down below. And of course, we need to add a little bit of snow text, which I did when the camera was not running, and I just took a little bit on my brush, popped it all on the tops of the jingle bells, a little bit on the branches of the greenery, and then just sprinkled some of the diamond dust over it. This is a bigger, heavier, chunkier glitter. To me, it looks a little more vintage, and I think it creates a beautiful result. The next day I was looking at the plaque and I decided the lettering needed a little more drama. A great way to do this is to add a drop shadow. I loaded my number 2 radical round with thinned raw umber, and I just created a transparent shadow to the left and below each one of the lettering. Oh my goodness, what a difference that little bit of paint does make. I absolutely love how this turned out. The painting is minimal. The bow and a little bit of embellishment at the top I think is just absolutely perfect. I did create a hanger with the jute twine. This would make such a beautiful Christmas gift. If you're enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Be sure to share it with your friends. That helps me out. That way you won't miss out on upcoming videos. I hope you enjoyed painting Jingle All the Way with me. It's a perfect example of how a little bit of paint makes a big difference. If you'd like more easy and impressive tutorials like this, please be sure to let me know. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to our next painting adventure together.